Hello everyone and welcome to this week's video tutorial. This will be bot number 40 from Dubious Positions and how to attack them. Again, we will be dealing with another opposite direction cannons game, and this is also the lesson that will be discussed today is also very beneficial for especially to beginners, because the moves or the formations given is very commonly encountered in over-the-board play. It is seldom, if ever, seen in high-level matches, but again, it's very commonly seen in online play. So without further ado, let us begin. Opposite direction cannons. Now, before we continue, this is also called the adverse cannons or 逆手炮 in Chinese. It is one of the relatively ancient openings, and after red starts with the central cannon, black counters very aggressively with a central cannon of his own. However, the cannon that he moves will be from the contralateral file and not the same file. If c8 equals to 5 were played, it would be called the same direction cannons. Now, for those who do not know, opposite direction cannons are very aggressive. There's little room for error, and there's a tendency for the game to become a flank attack for both colors. Now, however, because black will be copying red almost move for move in the first few plies, red would have the first move initiative, and there would definitely come a point whereby black cannot copy red's moves anymore, and that is when red would be able to increase his initiative. So both colors will protect the central pawn. R1 equals to 2. See, R8 equals to 7. A shape plus 7. A shape plus 7. If red were to attack with R2 plus 6, it will be black will counter with R9 equals to 8. This will be the minor variation of the opposite direction cannons. But for this part, we'll be discussing B3 plus 1. This would be a dubious move. Advancing the pawn, although it may seem to be a good idea to limit the red horse in this manner, but it was not imperative, and this will be very inefficient because it will be susceptible to attacks by red's chariot, and it is usually contraindicated. Black should have played R9 equals to 8, and it will lead to commonly seen variations where black will still have a chance of fighting in the game. Now, for example, if R9 equals to 8, black would still be able to put up a fight. So red would attack with R2 plus 6. Because the chariot had not moved, black would be forced to protect the cannon in this manner and hope that if red captures the pawn, he could retreat his cannon and direct attack. Now this would be the position of discussion for this board. Now, faced with black's very awkward looking R9 plus 2, there are two main variations. The first of which will be R2 equals to 3, and the second will be C8 plus 2. Now, please compare these two variations. In variation A, red will play R2 equals to 3 to attack the horse. Now, of course, this would be a very bad idea. Red did not consider the long-term implications of this move, and his tactics were not mature enough. With R2 equals to 3, red would threaten to capture the horse, but all black would have to do is to play C8 minus 1. The chariot would be protecting the horse, and this will form a screen. The cannon can now play C8 equals to 7 to attack the chariot. Now black would immediately jump at the opportunity to make this move, and red will be forced to move his chariot away. Red tried to be aggressive and tried to continue capturing material. Now, if not, let's say for example, this was not given the book. Let's say red make this move. Black would immediately play h7 plus 8 to attack the chariot. Now, if red try to attack the cannon, he'll be in for a big surprise. Black would play c5 equals to 3, and suddenly the two cannons will now be attacking this file, and red will be in all sorts of trouble. So r3 minus 1 was played, and Black could now take the opportunity to adjust his formation. c5 equals to 6, although this would be a waste of one move, but because red had used up too many moves to move the chariot, this is acceptable. So let's say red played r3 equals to 7, e7 plus 5, the elephant would now threaten to capture the chariot, while the cannon would protect the horse. And red will be forced to back down. So as can be seen, the chariot would have made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 moves out of the red's 9 plies. So it will occur for 2/3 of the red plies, and obviously this would go against the tenets of Xiangqi opening theory. And although red had gained 2 pawns, he would fall too far behind in terms of development of material. This basically is a huge, Black would have seized the initiative, and he would have a huge advantage at this point in time. Now if c7 plus 1 were played, h7 plus 6, as Black would be prepared to go for a fork. But now Black will play r1 equals to 2 to develop his right chariot. And for his next move, Black can choose to play c8 equals to 3, c8 equals to 7, etc. to attack. The options are many, and red would have his hands full trying to deal with Black's aggression. So c7 minus 1, h7 plus 6. Red tries to salvage the situation. r1 equals to 2. Black will now develop his other chariot. He could also choose to play c8 equals to 7. And Black will still have the initiative. So r1 equals to 2. This chariot will now pin both cannons. And at this point in time, red's material is congested and restricted. We can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major pieces are concentrated in this very small area. The horses are not developed, the cannons have trouble developing, the chariots, one is closed, the other is very vulnerable to attack. So Black, on the other hand, the cannons are ready to go, the horse is also ready to go. One chariot is pinning almost 3 to 4 pieces, so the advantage that Black has is obvious. And the reason for red's plight was because he made the mistake of r2 equals to 3 earlier on. And because of this will lead us to variation B, whereby the correct or recommended move for red to play in this situation would be r8 plus 2. With r8 plus 2, red's most immediate threat will be to play c8 equals to 1 to capture the black chariot, because the black chariot is hemmed in. Now, after this move was made, Black will now be will have to prepare himself for a beating. So p9 plus 1 is a must-make move, otherwise Black will lose the chariot. And the cannon is much more versatile. It's very versatile. It can not only attack the chariot, it can also play c8 equals to 3 to attack the horse. And this will lead us to our second position of discussion. There are 2 sub-variations. The first will be h7 minus 5, and the second will be h3 minus 5, as discussed. So in the variation BA, Black would link his horses or move his horse to safety and also protect the elephant in this manner. However, red would attack with r2 equals to 3. Black tries to develop material, but red will develop his left chariot as a rank chariot, preparing to traverse the palace and attack this flank. r2 plus 6. Now, red was concentrating his material for all-out attack on this flank. Black tried to use the strategy of besieging, one of the 36 stratagems of besieging Wei to save Zhao, to relieve some pressure, but it will be too late. Now, what would happen if Black tried to offer trade of material with C8 equals to 7? Chariot will now prepare to attack the advisor because the centric horse was stuck here, causing the king to be in a congested position. Let's say after trading material, p3 plus 1, black will be prepared to attack. Now, red cannot rush his moves and play r4 plus 7. Otherwise, black would capture the horse, threaten to capture the chariot. And if this will play, red will deliver a discovered check, and this horse will now capture the red horse, for example. And after trading material, black would have survived unscathed, and he would have a very good position going on. So p3 plus 1 is played, r9 equals to 7, and red will play p3 plus 1 to and not directly accept black's trade. So once the pawn has crossed the river, red's advantage will be significant. So that is why r2 plus 6 might be a better move other than playing c8 equals to 7 immediately. So r9 equals to r2 plus 6, red will continue his aggressive attack and targeting the advisor, which is a commonly used tactical combination. Black tries to defend with c8 equals to 6, and red would attack with r3 plus 2. This will be a squeeze as black's position would become more and more cramped. If he had played r4 plus 4, black would be given a reprieve because he will now play r2 equals to 3 to protect the pawn and also attack the red horse. Let's say red tried to double down his attack, trade material, and black refuses, trying to go for the checkmate. Black will now counter-sacrifice material, and it will be very difficult for red to try to break through black's position for the time being. So I've checked, and with a stroke of luck, black will now be able to resolve his problems because the horse will now be protecting the advisor. This cannon would also be protecting the advisor from r3 equals to 4. So r4 plus 4 is not a good idea. So r2 equals to 3, taking the horse, black continues his onslaught, preparing to trade material. And this would be a very delicate and a very good move. Red sacrifices the horse, preparing to play c2 plus 5 to gain to go for checkmate. Now if r4 plus 6, r9 equals to 6, and red would have diffused the situation. So c3 equals to 2, a very good move, going for the kill. Black is forced to block. He cannot move the cannon, or r plus plus 1 will be an immediate checkmate. Again, red threatens to checkmate, and after trading material, black is still unable to resolve red c2 plus 5 without counter-sacrificing the horse. Victory will be in sight, and we can be sure that we can say that red would have won the game. So this will be variation BA. In variation BB, h3 minus 5 would be played, as black will try to beef up this file. R9 equals to 8, and red would develop his left flank and left chariot in this manner. R2 equals to 3 would also be an option. If black continues c8 minus 1, hoping to play c8 equals to 7, red will simply counter, and again red will still have the initiative. So R9 equals to 8, threatening the cannon, trying to dislodge it, but red will play c3 equals to 9. You can see the versatility of this red cannon. And then red will now attack the central file, trade material, black tries to protect, h3 plus 5, again red's attack on the central file is tremendous. R1 equals to 4 to try to gain an important line. Now if black tried to trade chariots with R1 equals to 2, this red will capture the cannon immediately, and red will gain material. So as can we see, 1, 2, 3, 4 versus black's 1, 2, 3 major pieces. So R1 equals to 2 is not a viable option because red would have the threat of capturing the cannon. P5 plus 1 and P3 plus 1. Red's attack will come in wave after wave, and black would have his hands full trying to deal with red's aggression. Now, as can be seen, the difference in variation A and variation B is tremendous. The main reason was because in variation A, red chose to attack with the chariot, while in variation B, red attacked with the very versatile cannon. So let us view this board from the eyes of black. Opposite direction, central cannon, opposite direction cannons. A rather questionable dubious move. 2 plus 6, red immediately attacks. 9 plus 2. This would be the position of discussion. Variation A, R2 equals to 3. Variation B, the riverbank cannon. Variation A, R2 equals to 3. Black would now actually gain 10 pi. C3, R3 minus 1, adjusting the formation, forcing the chariot away. And red's other chariot will now pin both cannons, and red will have a very constipated or very tight position. It is fairly obvious that black will have much better development. Variation B, R9 plus 1. Red will play C8 plus 2. Black would be forced to play P9 plus 1, otherwise he will lose the chariot. But this very versatile riverbank cannon will now play C8 equals to 3. And now there are two variations, variation BA, variation BB. Variation BA, H7 minus 5. And black tries to fight back aggressively, but it will be too late. If C8 equals to 7, red's advantage will become more and more significant. R9 equals to 4. A very good move to apply the squeeze. R4 plus 4 will be slow and inappropriate because black will be given a reprieve in the game. C2 equals to 3. Red simply sacrifices the horse and goes to attack with this very, very, very subtle but brilliant C3 equals to 2, threatening to move to the bottom rank for the checkmate. A forced exchange, and red can continue to attack with R2 plus 5. Again, black will be in deep trouble. He will have to sacrifice back a horse to try to salvage his situation. Variation BB, H3 minus 5 is played. But red will now develop his left chariot, and after a to and fro battle, you can see the cannon is very versatile. Black will be much worse off than red because red's pieces are in the open and ready to go. Okay, Red's attack will be wave after wave, will come in wave after wave, and Black's prospects are quite dim. So I thank you for this paying attention to this video. If you like the work I've been doing, please do subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. Thank you.